Well, welcome back to Hamilton Life, everyone. So I've been teasing osteopathy or osteopathy, however you would like to say it. And maybe a few of you at home or a lot of you at home might be going, what is that? Well, I came across it almost a year ago, and I'm telling you, it's changed my life. It is phenomenal what it does for the body. So we're going to first start and talk about what osteopathy is, Rob. Sure. And then we'll go into some of the things that you guys are doing, because we have a phenomenal school right here in Hamilton. So let's talk about the science of it,
Sure.
whatever it happens to be, so people understand it at home.
It was really founded by an American physician by the name of Andrew Taylor Still, and he was a really interesting guy, and he watched his family die of spinal meningitis, and he couldn't help them as a physician.
Wow.
So he went into this study of structure and function, anatomy and physiology. So, for instance, what might happen when my head is crooked over to one side? What would happen to the blood vessels? What would happen to the nerves? And he started kind of figuring out that as we restrict blood flow and nerve supply, the body changes physiologically. And if we're able to kind of work with the body and rebalance things structurally, the body's got the capacity to self-heal and self-repair. Which
makes complete sense. I mean, the bodies that they've proven over and over again were built to actually heal themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, we're doing it all the time.
I was going to say, we build new cells every day.
We're doing it all the time, and that's what we really try to do osteopathically. We don't try to fix you. We try to take out all of these restrictions that are getting in the way of your body's natural capacity to get well.
Yeah, well, it was fascinating for me because I've had lower back problems, and so, you know, I've got an amazing osteopath. Absolutely love him. He's working on my head, my jaw. Sure. He's got his hand inside, moving stuff around. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm fixing your back. And
yeah.
I'm like, what?
Right. It reminds me of that song that we had when we were kids, that the hip bone is connected to the thigh bone and all that kind of stuff. So when we're working through the head, the neck, and the face, it is connected to the spine through dura and fascial connections. And this is really the advanced anatomical understanding of the structure-function relationship. So a lot of osteopaths really study this on really a surgical level. So they're getting a really different understanding of how these parts fit together.
Yeah, and I mean, it's an intensive program. It's not happening overnight. And that's the other thing, too, I want to let people be aware of. There's different levels of how you can get your training.
There are, yes.
Right? The school that we've got here in Hamilton is a phenomenal example of real education.
Yeah, we're a 4-year program, and you're doing clinical internship through a 6-month phase, and then in-class work through the other 6-month phase, and that's repeated 4 times consecutively. The anatomy, the physiology, the pathophysiology is really at a medical school level. And, you know, don't you think it really needs to be? I mean, you know, I think when we're working with the human body and somebody gives you their baby or their elderly, you know, family member, we have to be very serious about what we're doing. So you just can't be educated enough, in my opinion.
No, not at all. That was my first question. Like, how did you learn this, and how long were you in school for?
Right.
Because it was so new to me, right?
Right. I did a 4-year education, then I spent 2 years in the UK doing postgraduate education. And at the same time, just before I went to the UK, I did clinical internship with American osteopathic physicians. So my training is in Canada, the United States, and in the UK.
Fantastic, which is really great. Now, so you've got the school to train and learn, and you guys also have a clinic that you open to the community. This is not always accessible for people because there's no coverage, right? Most of the plans in your office will not cover what you guys do. So I think it's amazing that you give back to the community, and you serviced 10,000 times you've helped people. Like, that's incredible.
I'm a real Hamilton guy. I really believe in this city. We've done 10,000 free treatments in Hamilton to the citizens of this community for free, and we're going to continue to go on. There's no charge to come to our student clinic. So we have all walks of life coming there, and they're all improving their health osteopathically. There's no money involved, which puts a great big smile on my face. It's a great opportunity for the school to give back to the community, and for the community to understand a little bit more about osteopathy.
Yeah, it's a win-win, you know, because people can get help, and then in addition to that, you've got your students doing hands-on, which is how you learn, right? So it's great.
Yes, and in the clinic where it's highly supervised, so treatments are videotaped. The entire environment is very heavily monitored for safety, and that's right. It's great for our students, great for the community, and I think that's what I'm just incredibly proud of that student clinic and what it's doing for this.
Well, you should be. I mean, it really is wonderful, and I think it's amazing that we have this in our own backyard. And I thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
We'll have to get to the clinic and show some people behind the scenes as to what it actually